Hey there, true believers. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at a particular favorite of mine in terms of customs. This is actually almost 3 anniversary since the first video I did on this figure. It was February 20th, 2019 when I did the first custom review for this figure. And I did some things to it. I changed the color of red. I added some little strings on there. And I painted the gauntlets, but I pretty much redid all of that. I repainted the blue, I repainted the red. I made it so the reds are different colors just to make it a little bit more visually interesting. I repainted the spider properly this time. I actually completely changed out the shoulders. And also I changed his height, because if you have this figure, then you know he's the tallest, or at least out of mine. I think still he is overall, but the tallest MCU Marvel Legends Peter Parker. So that was definitely something that I want to change, and I will give you a little bit of a comparison to show you what he looks like next to some figures now, but I feel like the broader shoulders definitely helps. I extended the sleeves onto those shoulders just to make it, well, it's more accurate, but also to make it kind of tied together a little bit better. Also, actually, I did not paint the webbings on the hands. I don't know why I didn't do that, but I didn't do that. And also I removed the strings because it didn't really work. Painting metal and the metal moving, it doesn't really work. I think I painted, or I don't know why I said painted. I was gonna say I thought I glued the hood down, but I don't think I did that. But if you can see that right there, I chopped a lot off the hips. It's not perfectly seamless, but I think it works for the most part. There's no longer a rotation in there, so that's the one piece of articulation that's definitely been taken away. But everything else is pretty good. But I also added the little rings to the eyes. And also I extended the paint around the mask just to make those pieces look a little bit bigger. Make them look a little bit more like goggles like they do in the actual movie. And you can see there's a difference in red between the mask and the sweatshirt. The spider is painted a little bit, well, it's the same way it was originally, but I had to paint it over top of the new red. Sweatshirt's a little bit glossier. And then there's some better details into the gauntlets. Depending on what images you look at, this blue might not be completely accurate to you, but the images that I was looking at, I think it works out just fine. And I also did a little bit of gray, just subtle gray dry brushing just to knock down the saturation, and also just to dirty it up just slightly. The only thing I really didn't paint was the actual feet. Probably could use a touch-up, but I didn't do that. But I feel like just giving it the broader shoulders and the height adjustments have made this figure look 10 times better. And I will show you a quick comparison. This is another figure that's in the works, but in terms of height, that's a little bit of better. That works a lot better in my opinion. Before it was a little bit, I'd say it's a little bit more like this. I mean, it doesn't look like a whole lot, but it definitely looks better in my opinion. I'm pretty sure there was a pretty good difference. This one might be a little bit of a different height, but I definitely got some of the height knocked off. I don't remember exactly where it was, and I don't want to overestimate, so if you have the figure, then you'd know. But anyway, for the most part, I think this guy's looking pretty good. Now, I did do the paint, I did prep the joints for paint, but for this particular one, I did notice that this happened to the abs, and I did sand this stuff down, so I'm a little bit scared to move him anywhere else, just because I don't feel like painting it again. He's just kind of been standing in this pose since I painted him, but since I noticed this, I've been a little bit worrisome of moving him anywhere else. So I'm not going to do an articulation segment, just because if there is any paint rub, I don't want to move it. That's one of my biggest hurdles in terms of customizing, is I never sand the joints enough. I should always just go that little bit more, and it would always work out better in the long run. So for this particular one, I've got some other figures that I know are completely fine when I do those videos, but this one, it's a little bit sketchy, so I'm going to leave the articulation segment out of this one. But for the most part, it's exactly the same as what your figure would be, other than the shoulders having better range of movement because they're bigger, and then also the thigh articulation being removed. So it's a little bit of a cop-out for this particular custom, but especially since I had to mix up this blue, I'm not really wanting to do that. But for other ones, I can assure you that the other figures that I've done recently are paint-free, are paint rub-free, and I will show you them in the coming days. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and of course hit the notification bell. And until next time, true believers.